What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? What's going on? Um, Coming at you guys tonight, just to share a little bit, talk a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you long, I promise, because I know a lot of you got to get up in the morning and go to work. So me holding you long will not be something that's gonna happen tonight. But what I did want, if you have noticed, I just added something to the stream. It was Monique Ahole audio. I was gonna play a clip from John Murray. It's JAWN, like Dawn, but just a J. Just quick audio, and then we're gonna move on to the topic at hand. We got one dislike. That's probably Root. Yeah, Root, you more than welcome to come to the chat and shit, but I'm not gonna acknowledge you. Earlier today, I was chilling out on when I just got off work and on the way home, and a wonderful sister in my chat, one of the chat groups that I'm in, sent me something. I'd seen something that was posted. I made a comment, and they let me know that it was worse, that it was other things going on. And what I actually did was I was letting her know that while I was at work today, I had looked through my phone and I looked through my call in my iPhone and noticed that Sarnetta was still texting my fucking phone. So, of course, the comments are weird, like everything else he does and everything else he says. So I'm going to read those to you guys in a little bit, probably near the end. What up, Keisha Ray? What's going on? Triple CTV is here, of course. The Shadow Assassin. Everybody seems to be coming in, so I'll give you guys a little bit of time and just run my mouth for maybe 30 more seconds before we actually start. Anyways, man, the brother was messaging my phone and shit, and it was like, I don't really give a fuck, because I know that I'm not going to push this shit further than a certain point. You know what I'm saying? With Sinetta. Like, I'm not going past a certain point with him. I already know what time it is. You don't have to, I don't have to get electrocuted to know not to stick my finger. My phone gonna get worms. I don't have to, I don't have to, recognize, I don't have to know, I know what's going on with this dude, so I don't have to go but so far. So hold on a second, guys. But yeah, he keeps texting. I text him back, of course. You'll see it. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna screen share it, but I'll, Lysol on my phone. With Sinetta, he funny, man. And that's what I kept saying in the text is like, yo, you funny as shit, nigga. Like, cause you really are a funny guy. Like you say things out your mouth. Like, for instance, I'll give an instance. You say things like, see, these people hating on me for my success. First off, G, that's not quantifiable. First off, that's not proof. First off, that's anywhere near a factual statement, nor did you provide anything to corroborate it within fact. It's like when you start looking at shit from an outside perspective, you say, wait a minute, man, this guy is really, really nuts. He'll cause the same people who openly admitted, like myself, who used to send people to sign at his channel until I heard Polite say that fuck shit one day on sign at his channel, which made me look at Polite in a different light, and it never changed. It just got worse and worse because when he was up there saying how much PUSS he get, what's going on? So because my daughter's in here playing with her toys in the kitchen, so I gotta watch my mouth a little bit. But he was talking about how much he, pussy gets. And I'm like, what the hell, nigga? And it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon when this stream was on. So I'm like, damn, nigga, I done sent young brothers to your page. I done sent young sisters to sign out the page to listen. And this is what these fucking niggas is talking about. And sign that a Kiki in the background. Like, come on, man. You know everything you get you paid for. So, like, cut that shit, nigga. But it's little shit like that. So we're also going to be talking about, again, listening to some audio from John Murray on Monique. Just some audio. I'm not going to go too far into her. I'll save that for my morning stream. And we are going to start off with the Monique audio. I'm just going to play it. And then after that, we'll have a quick 5-minute discussion. After that, we'll move right on to the main topic of the show. And the main topic of tonight's show is root words. Root, what the fuck is wrong with you, you clown? What the fuck is going on, man? What's up, what's up, what's up? Yeah, man, root words is like the world's dumbest smart guy, yo. Or the world's smartest dumbass, man. Like this root. If you want to play YouTube, I'll play YouTube with you. But it's not gonna be long, and I still like you. So the fact that I like you, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, like I would do Kev Gills or somebody. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I fuck with you, you're still kind of all right with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain shit you do and say, root, you know what I mean? You just can't say and do those things because you're going to get checked. And one of the reasons Root is upset with me is because I began to play audio like this, which was last week, actually, when I actually played. Was it last week or was it just Sunday? I think it was just Sunday.
Sometimes we all just need to stay on everybody's leave. But here goes the show, bro. Yeah, they gave you black monkeys. Talk about the nigga or well.
Calling his people black monkeys.
Like
this is Root.
Hope showed me on her show yesterday, and I want everybody else to know too. A bunch of ugly people heads. Go on by. That's what you call an old black person in the Negro until y'all sold the fuck out and said it's black. So anytime a black monkey from Africa is slaved, false. Talk about a niggas and my ancestors.
You hear this nigga? First, we black monkeys. We animals. I ain't gonna say he said animals, but you might as well have said that because you called a nigga a monkey. So I might as well be an animal.
I fuck with Root, so I don't want nobody to think that I'm banging on Root necessarily. You know what I'm saying? But this shit just gotta get addressed.
Yes, that's Root.
How the police kill you?
You heard him. That's Root too.
Motherfuckers is evil and y'all Masons, man.
So we are going to get into that tonight. Root has an issue with me. It also stems to this name thing, which I find highly irregular for someone like him to even bring that up, but we'll go into that. Like I said, we've got some audio to cover, and we're going to cover all of this shit in an hour or less. So I guess it's time for me to shut the fuck up and get started.
Ever since Monique called to boycott Netflix, it has stirred a little bit of drama. Now, Monique had issues with Netflix because she claims that they offered her $500,000. She was upset with this number because being an Oscar winner, she thought that she deserved more. And I can agree. However, more information was revealed that Netflix offered Monique up to $3 million. However, Monique wanted more than that. She said on Sway in the Morning that she thought she deserved $20 million.
When you say, what do I want Netflix to come back and say, because we said she was a legend, we're going to give her a $20 million payday, like we gave to Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. That's what I want Netflix to say.
Before I let this continue, I have to say this, Monique. You are nowhere near Dave Chappelle in the realm of comedy. Now, I'm just going to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock is a supposed legend because of his longevity, but I don't think Chris Rock is really all that funny. But Dave Chappelle, Monique, stop it, yo.
Monique got a lot of people to take her side because she pointed out the fact that there was some gender bias and color bias in Hollywood. And this is a real grievance among Black women in Hollywood. They do get lowballed and they get less paid than their other counterparts. Wanda Sykes spoke up about this. Jada Pinkett Smith spoke up about this. Even Gabrielle Union spoke out about this.
Hollywood is very segregated in that how we approach films of color. And no matter how well you do, it is, you did good for a Black movie. This summer we had Girls Trip that killed every comedy out there. Still, look at this little Black movie go. As opposed to saying, how much was this film, what was this film's budget versus how much did it make? Our budgets are normally way less, and we tend to way overachieve. Isn't that cute? Oh my God, we had such low expectations for you, and look at you just overachieving. We actually didn't believe in your art at all. And look at you making us all money so we can finance the projects that we really like that you're not gonna be in. That's so cute, but thanks.
However, Monique is using a real struggle and a real movement to support her agenda. And journalist John Murray actually exposed Monique. He and Monique kind of went back and forth on social media, and John was like, listen, I'm going to tell people the real reason why Monique can't get work. And he brought up the fact that executive producer Will Packer tried to work with Monique even after all the negative whisperings in Hollywood that she's received about her reputation. He still wanted to work with her. And Will Packer, he's a stand-up dude. For one, he gives Black people a platform. He's the one who was the executive producer of Girls Trip. So he's with the cause. However, he experienced firsthand how difficult it was working with Monique and her husband in particular, because her husband is kind of running the ship a little bit. And this is the tea that John Murray spilled.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, based on the phone calls that I've been getting since she picked a fight with me last week, I'm starting to believe she was not acting in Precious. I'm starting to think that this is who she really was, that maybe she should have won a role for Women Depicting Best Documentary Presentation.
Now, this is something that has been going on throughout my little investigation on Monique. Everything I find out is that on this video, they were talking about her husband being part of the problem and her manager / husband, whatever the case, whatever title he holds. Now, the point that I don't want people to get lost on, what people seem to start getting lost on, is they start saying shit like, they start saying things like, oh, see, she needs to get rid of her husband because he's bringing her down. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Don't go too fast, too far. Her husband is not helping the situation. No, he's not. He is not helping the situation at all. But what her husband is doing is playing a role in a movie that Monique already started and is doing her thing in. So you have to understand that she is being called an asshole. She is being called someone difficult to work with. When there's her name came up on a list. Okay? There's another list going around out here of people who already openly said they won't work with Monique again ever. Tyler Perry included in the whole 9 yards is on that list. I agree that Monique should hold out for whatever the fuck she wants, that whatever the fuck she think and feel that she's worth. Yo, you have all the right in the world to do that. But let's not get it twisted, nigga, and pretend like you're not an asshole when everyone calls you an asshole.
Hello, the stories that I've been getting, and I'm not even going to share them, but let's just say this woman has been awful to people.
Yes, Oprah as well.
Oh, there is a list of people who would never work with Monique ever again. So let's discuss them. Lionsgate, they did Precious. Tyler Perry, she disrespected him. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey, I'll get to the Oprah Winfrey thing in a minute.
own Oprah's network. Lee Daniels, for all the obvious reasons. Fox, Will Packer. I'm gonna tell you about the Will Packer situation. ABC, she was up for a job there recently. They didn't hire her because of her reputation. BET, the CEO there said working with Monique was one of the worst experiences of her career.
Again, not working with her husband, which he's probably just as much as a fucking ass as her. So please don't make it seem as though I'm saying removing him from the equation. What I am doing is removing this blame game that I keep seeing around social media in regards to her career and her husband. It seems to be some sort of narrative that he's the one who, no, nigga, she been deemed that for a long, long time. That's why her ass wasn't in Girls Trip leading a starring role, because someone of Monique's stature should have been in that movie, the lead role in the movie.
CBS and The Talk. Now she's online begging Cheryl Underwood to put her on The Talk, but she was disrespectful to Julie Chen, who's married to the chairman of CBS, when she was on Sway in the Morning. Do you think you'll ever work in CBS talking about Julie Chen? So CBS. TV Land. I had a friend who had a meeting at TV Land, and the president of the network said that they were going to take a meeting with Monique, and then heard of her reputation and canceled it. Netflix, and lastly, Universal Pictures. Universal Pictures is where she did Almost Christmas. Why wouldn't Universal Pictures want to work with her? Almost Christmas came out. Monique appeared to promote it. She seemed to do a good job. Yeah, I thought so too. Until I got this email forwarded to me by somebody, and it's Will Packer addressing that husband of hers with some of the things that Monique was doing behind the scenes. So let me share with you some of the things that happened behind the scenes at Almost Christmas so that you understand why Monique is unemployable in this business. And mind you, there's so many stories I could tell as I sit here in front of all of my awards, like her and Sydney stood there in front of all of their awards. Will Packer says, myself, my team, and Universal staff have gone out of their collective ways to bend over backwards to make Monique feel comfortable and respected during every step of this process. You have rejected reasonable attempts at positive and proactive communication. Monique is an immensely talented actress who deserves better representation than that. Even all of Hollywood is telling her, that husband of yours is going to ruin everything. And to think that you have directed your vitriol as someone who was an advocate when it was time to cast this film, even though I was warned by numerous people around the industry about hiring Monique, primarily because of the transactional cost of dealing with you. So, translation. What Will Packer is saying here is everybody in this business told me it was a bad idea to hire you. I hired your wife despite the fact that people told me not to, and now
it's gotten to the point where the people who do the hiring in Hollywood, the so-called mover and shakers, not only do they know of her alleged antics, but they also are talking about it amongst themselves. Not only are they talking about it, they're basing their decisions off of the conversations that they have with fellow filmmakers in the industry who refuse to work with Monique. Now, Wanda Sykes, I see you, Salima. Wanda Sykes told her, Wanda Sykes cleared up what she said. She said that she understands Monique's position. She agrees with her, but she's like, what she don't agree with is what she's doing. Meaning, Wanda Sykes said that Netflix did the same thing to her. Netflix did the same exact thing to her. And so what she did was went somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? So Wanda Sykes don't have no horrible reputation around the industry. So she's just going somewhere else. Whereas Monique is deemed, I'm using this term because I've heard it used more than once, a fucking asshole. So being a fact, and then her husband is an asshole, and her husband, her manager is an asshole, and her husband and the manager are the same person. So now you are an asshole. Your manager husband is an asshole. Yo, no one wants to work with you. Let's keep it real. Monique is not. She said the other day that she was the most decorated comedian. Again, when we start hearing people give self high fives, you know what I'm saying, and patting themselves on the back and start tooting their own horns, we need to start watching those people. There's been rumors going around that Monique only attaches herself to certain women's rights movement issues only to stay relevant and only to garner support for whatever else she wants to do. Basically like this, and let me say it in a nutshell. Monique made her fucking bed, and now she does not want to lay in it. She made that bed, and now she doesn't want to lay in that bed she made. She went around for years talking shit to at one point, allegedly, Will Packer had to go to her husband to go to her to tell her, if you have any issue with any of my staff, meaning the people who bring the food, a cameraman, key grips, fucking everyone. He was like, if you have any issue with anybody with my staff, you need to come and address me about it. Why did he say that shit? Why did he say that shit? He said that shit because Monique was running around being an asshole to everybody. She was disrespecting his staff to a point where he deemed it not being a cause for the disrespect. It's like if someone accidentally trips and scuffs up the tip of my sneaker. That's not that big of a deal, especially if I'm a multi-million-dollar actor. Now, if I take that small incident and turn it into fuck your mother and I hope you die of polio, like, come on now, like, was that warranted for what happened to me? Of course it wasn't. This shit is fucking crazy. So, in my opinion, Monique is in a situation that she created. Nobody did this to you. Being racism didn't do this to you. Police brutality didn't do this to you. You having a vagina versus a phallus didn't do this to you. You did this. I guess we can only say pretty much to your fucking self. So that's that.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Okay, guys, we gotta brush through this stuff. Second on the agenda, I was gonna go to Sonetta and get that shit out of the way. Literally get that shit, you know what I mean, out of the way.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
But what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna jump right back into the title of the video, the star of the show tonight. Yes, Root Words. Now, Root Words, if for those who do not know Root, it's a tiny little platform, tiny little platform that Root has on YouTube. He's growing. He's trying to push it forward. Up until maybe a month or so ago, Root probably had about 70 subscribers or so. It seems that he wants to up that page. It seems that he wants to jump into some sort of YouTube arena to broaden his horizons. He wants to come at different people, basically taking a sort of a Israel doctrine approach.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Just say all kinds of weird ass shit. and try to pretend like you're smart behind it. Create beefs and say little shit and, you know, pretend like you're smart behind it. But Root words kind of fell out with me when he started talking about how my people were monkeys. He started calling the arrogance started to come out. He started saying that he wants brothers and sisters to be locked up. To be shot. Because these are not Europeans that he's talking about. These aren't Chinamen that he's talking about. So yes, he really wants our people to be shot, as you heard him say. Well, I mean, I guess we might as well play that shit again.
Real funny. I fuck with Root, so I don't want nobody to think that I'm banging on Root necessarily. You know what I'm saying? But this shit just gotta get addressed.
I hope the police kill you. Motherfuckers is evil and y'all Masons, man.
And that's what he hopes. Earlier in the audio, he was referring to the same y'all as being monkeys. The term black. I don't know why the brothers and sisters that that fuck with more science have this stigma about black. Nigga, you know why niggas say it. It's just a term to identify, not necessarily to identify. Every black person knows that they're not fucking black. Okay? I'm going to address more than that. I'm going to address all the little stupid, and this audio I just played right here is not what we're going to be talking about. I just played that so you see what type of nigga we dealing with. Okay? I'm just playing that so you see what type of nigga that we talking about right here. We talking about a nigga who runs his fucking mouth about, even had the nerve in that same stream to say that he's the most down for black people person in the world. This is what this nigga said.
Miss Pope showed me on her show yesterday, and I want everybody else to know too. Bunch of ugly heads. Go on by. That's what you call an old black person, the Negro, until y'all sold the fuck out and said it's black. So anytime a black monkey from Africa is slaved, fucks. Talk about a nigga and my ancestors.
You hear this shit? Now he caping for his ancestors. But his ancestors' children and their descendants are still running around the earth right now.
Old black person, the Negro, until y'all sold the fuck out and said it's black. So anytime a black monkey from Africa is slaved, fucks.
This is the most downest nigga for black people. Right here, running his mouth. Now that we established he's completely full of shit when he says that, we'll move on to what I heard earlier. I gotta get past this horrible ass music that he was playing in the beginning. Listen to this shit. I don't know what the fuck he's attempting. But we're gonna go in on you, Root. I'm only playing a little bit of audio because I could drag you with my mouth alone. Words alone. Root words. I can drag you with root words. Come on, man, get to it. Why this bullshit music is playing that he's trying to play? When I first encountered Root, it was on some status correction shit when he was running his mouth one night. And he was talking about how what you got to do to get your status corrected and what you need to do and the papers you need to file. And when you go to court, the court doesn't have authority over you because their jurisdiction does not apply over the Moors and pirate music and blah, 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 blah. So where me and Root went in is because I asked Root for facts, evidence, and or witness with personal firsthand knowledge to attest that all that shit he was telling people was actually applicable in court and that he had evidence of it working in real time. So that is when me and Root started. Then it got to, he kept explaining to me how if you use the all caps name and you do this and you do that, you are peace, you are now coming under the jurisdiction of the such and such and such, and the rules of the United States now apply because you are not claiming your first. And I killed him because I kept explaining to him, dog, it's all bullshit. It's all arbitrary, nigga. The United States rules, regulations, which are called codes. They're not even called laws. They're called codes and rules and regulations. Okay, let's get that out there on this live stream. The United States does not have law. They have codes and rules. That is not the same fucking thing. Okay, so anyway, we go down that path and Root, and I have witnesses in the chat where Root openly admitted that he had been soundly defeated with reason, logic, and common sense when I explained to him, bro, there's no way that if I have a birth certificate, that means it's a contract. Because his position was, you come under the rules and regulations of the United States government if you have a birth certificate on file with them, blase, blase, blah. I said, I understand why you say that, but what I'm telling you, nigga, is there are no facts and evidence to prove that shit. And not to mention, you cannot have a contract, and I'm saying this for anybody. I dare you to approach me, Sabir Bey, because I heard you were arrogant with your shit. And I love taking down arrogant, smartest guy in the room, complex niggas. I love it. I love it. You do not have a contract if you do not have first a meeting of the minds. I don't give a fuck what any human on fucking earth tells you. If someone's trying to convince you that you in a contract and you never sat down and hashed out rules, regulations, do's, don'ts, acceptance, what you not gonna accept, it ain't no contract. I don't give a fuck what you believe. I don't give a fuck what you say. It ain't a contract. You better, and what I told Root, I'm gonna say again, you better use another word other than contract. Because that word has a fucking definition, and what you're describing is not the definition of that term. Me merely having a birth certificate, which was not of my own doing, on file somewhere is not a motherfucking contract. And for you to even believe that shit without checking it tells me something about you. So when you start taking this position that you so smart and you on such a higher level, that if you on such a higher level, then how the fuck come you didn't know that a birth certificate ain't no goddamn contract, nigga? Because a contract first has a meeting of the minds. A contract is an agreement. You didn't agree to have a motherfucking birth certificate. You didn't agree for these people's rules and regulations to apply to you just for no other reason than they say so. So don't kick that shit to me. That's how this shit started. And Root admitted, which he will probably do now since he's in here, that he was soundly defeated with logic, reason, and common fucking sense. I keep telling y'all, man, I'm not cut. Do you know how many fucking hours of reading I've done in my life? Do you know how many hours of study and reading from the time I was a teenager to up until about 3 years ago that I've done in my life? It has to be at least 6,000 to 7,000 hours or more. So you're not going to come play smart guy with me. That's why I don't have to put up a chalkboard. I don't have to pull up a screen share to talk about things because I've already been there. I already been there. The shit you talking about, I've already heard before. Now, let's get some other things out here. I was called, some nigga said, some nigga named, some little nappy head nigga named Root was talking shit, saying that he's a L. He got an L behind his name. Now, I'm gonna say something openly on this live stream right here. For niggas who run their mouth and don't know what they talking about. That's why I want y'all to listen and pay attention to what type of nigga you dealing with. You dealing with a nigga who hopes his people get killed. You dealing with the same nigga who say he love his people, but then call them monkeys and all types of shit, and he hopes they get killed. Then, on top of that shit, this nigga has the fucking nerve to run his mouth and throw out on the public airways that I'm a Moor and my last title of my Moorish title is L. Now, I'm gonna say this point blank, period. I was introduced to Moorish science around 2004, 2005. I didn't even start identifying with that shit until maybe 5 years later. I didn't even accept a Moorish, give myself a Moorish title until around a year or two after that. Now, for you to run your mouth and go tell the whole YouTube world that I'm a L and I'm a this, that, and the third, first off, you should get your facts straight, Root. And that's one of the #1 reasons why I drag the shit out of you all the time. Because you just say shit. And I told you before, like, dog, you got the potential to be a decent dude because you're actually trying to study and learn. So that in and of itself tells me something. But at the same time, my nigga, I keep trying to explain to you, those books are not facts. You cannot read a book and say, I read this in a book, man, that's synonymous with a fucking fact. You cannot run your mouth and just say shit and then that's supposed to be a fact because you think it. You ran around on this live stream, one of the many live streams you do every day. I don't know what the fuck you do all day, why you could just live stream for 4 hours all day, but neither here nor unemployed black YouTuber male there. Neither here or there. Okay, I'm not even going to go deep into that. What I'm going to say is you ran around and called a nigga an L. Okay, I'm going to share to the world what my Moorish title was. My official title, which was on record, my official title that I put out on YouTube before, just for a public record, I had that shit notarized. My official title is Son Assad, Prince Derek Bey. That's what I chose, Bey. Now you running around telling everybody a nigga's a fucking L. Oh, he's an L. He got the L behind his name. He said something in defense of a Mason. That means he's a Mason. He said something in defense of this. That means he's a this. He said, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? The fuck is the matter with you? The fuck is the matter with you, man? Don't fucking throw my name up like that, man, because I'm going to drag the life out of you, man. You said it, nigga. Everybody heard you say that shit. And I'm going to say this shit again. I don't fuck with niggas who run their fucking mouth about people who are Masons, assuming they all evil because they took some sort of oath that you don't fucking know about because you ain't take it. The fuck you talking about? When I done watch these men literally do good in their communities, selfless. When I say selfless, I mean doing shit for no charge, nigga. No charge, nigga. Fuck is wrong with you? Niggas who talk shit about Masons charge for shit. Young Pharaoh talks shit about Masons all the time. nigga. You gotta charge them for shit. I done met plenty of them who was just giving away food. I done met Masons who went and spent their own bread. Spent their own bread on books, nigga, and came to the store that I used to work out and asked could they sit out front and hand these books out. And when I say hand these books out, nigga, he was handing them out. This nigga spent at least a G on them shits, on a bunch of fucking books, and was handing them shits out. Handing them out. The fuck is wrong with you? And I don't care. And that's another thing. Stop saying the word oath, Root, because you look like a fucking clown. Oaths are broken every fucking day and every minute, nigga. What are you talking about? You see, you keep saying that shit like, oh, he took an oath. Oh, shit, not an oath. Motherfuckers go in court every day and raise their hands and take a fucking oath to tell the truth. And get the, man, if you niggas don't chill with that stupid shit, if you niggas don't chill with that fucking YouTube shit, Synonym a piece of shit. Whether he was a Mason or not means nothing to me. I know that nigga is a piece of shit, in my opinion, due to his actions. So you keep talking about somebody being a Mason, oh, the world is run by. So you mean to tell me all this corruption on the planet didn't begin until so-called Masonry began? Are you serious? And then you're not going to come in here with that bullshit saying that what you said and what you didn't say. We all heard you, nigga. So lay off the fucking vodka, lay off the Hennessy, or whatever the fuck you was on before you go and do live streams, and especially before you have the fucking gall and the fucking nerve, nigga, to act like you gonna play YouTube with me. Because I'll never mention nothing so-called intelligent that you said. I'll never talk about that shit again. I'll strictly just talk about how you said you want all niggas, that first up, that all black people are monkeys and niggas and that they should be shot by the police. That's what the fuck you said. Now I could take that and just run with that shit if I wanted to play YouTube. I'll just run with that. I'll never say anything about all the stupid other shit you said. I'll never say all the time about how you capitulated and admitted defeat on live. I'll never even bring up the video and the audio that I have of you telling me you wish you was like me and you want to be me. Running your fucking mouth. Don't do, yo, that's the shit I be talking about, man. Like you niggas get on my fucking nerves with that shit, man. You niggas get on my nerves with that shit. And that's why I don't run around talking about more this and more that anymore. That's why I don't say that anymore. Because at a certain point in my life, nigga, I was at a certain level of knowledge. As long as I stay alive, the more knowledge and information and wisdom that I gain, nigga, and the more that I'm alive, I realize that the more I look, I can't find none of the shit that no more of these shit that these niggas talking about, except a little bit that I found, which was credible in and of itself. The fuck? And yo, man, you don't care. You don't tell nobody to stay out of nothing, nigga. Niggas is just, people is just commenting on what they heard. And we all knew that you was going to run your little nappy head ass over here and act like you ain't say none of this shit. I keep telling you dudes, man, y'all are not me, man. We are not the same, man. We are not the same. We are not on the same wavelength. You do not think like me. You are a trapped thinker. I can tell you're a trapped thinker because you keep saying, like you said earlier in this fucking chat, you learned from the Moors. No, dipshit. I learned from everyone, you asshole. The fuck is wrong with you, man? So you think that everything I've ever learned in my life came from Moors? Really, my nigga? Really, my nigga? Everything in my life I only learned it from a Moor. Like, look at the arrogance, yo. Look at the fucking lunacy of it all. What's up, old Tiff? What's up with the lunacy of it all? Every bit of information that I retained all came from Amore. That's that same shit that Umar do. I'm the most sought after. Prove it. You want to know what Root doesn't like about me? Root doesn't like questions of fact. Anybody that goes to Root Words chat the next time he has a live stream, which will probably be in about 3 minutes, the next time he has a live stream and he starts bloviating and running his fucking mouth about some shit and how Mary went to the land and then Mary moved to the land and then Mary Magdalene really wasn't Mary Magdalene, she was Mary Bay. And then, come on, nigga. All you got to do is just listen. 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 That's all you need to do. Look at him right now. I want y'all to go to the chat and look at this clown. He says, no, you said an Italian. You said an Italian. First off, dipshit. Dipshit. This is what I mean. To all the people who are in the chat, when you were growing up and you were going to school, and let's say you were learning algebra, let's just say your teacher was from Poland originally, her family, but she's a Polish American. She went to college, now she's a teacher. And she is the one, the actual human on earth who taught you algebra. What does that mean? Does that mean you learn from someone who's from Poland? Oh, we can't trust you. But yet right now, I can't find 10 historical books that were written by someone who openly called themselves Amore. But if you let this nigga tell you, oh, it's all over the place. You couldn't touch me in nothing, Root. You couldn't touch me in nothing, nigga. The fuck you talking about? You said an Italian. Yes, Mark Stevens. M-A-R-C. Stevens with a V. If you want to learn about about court and defending yourself in court and asking for facts, evidence, and witness with personal firsthand knowledge to attest to what the prosecutor is saying, Mark Stevens is a one. Okay. I laid on my bed and I was looking through my phone. And I was looking. Now, this is the second time I've done this day. This morning. Or early afternoon, which was around 12. When I was at lunch. I was on my phone. That was just today. Looking for any credible source that anything that referred to Mary, land, moo, all that shit that Root says, because maybe I could be wrong. Maybe he got this from something. But I can't find shit. There's no historical records, evidence, witnesses with personal firsthand knowledge to attest that someone named Mary traveled to Egypt anytime. He doesn't even give us dates. He doesn't give us time periods. Nothing. He can't tell you what the fucking people wore. He can't tell you shit. But if you ask him a question, he'll do the same thing that most Moors do. Ask you a question. Well, isn't your mother isn't Mary your mother? Shut the fuck up, man. If you're gonna fucking say that your mother is God, your own personal mom is God, that's your business. But if your mother is God, I got some questions for God. That's all. And your mom should be able to answer these motherfuckers. This shit's insane.
Got my pirate music.
It's pirate music.
Because pirates was the movers that navigated the seas. And I'm looking for ex-movers.
Listen to this shit. No fucking evidence to back up any of this shit.
Amani of 6 Dynasty that let everybody talk about the lyrics. Wasn't you an ex more brother?
This nigga sound like a fucking dusty ass mortician.
I think you admitted last night. Looking for the pirates that jumped ship.
Come on, man, get to it, nigga.
Moors, where are you? Chief Holiday.
Chief Holiday be dragging you in your own chat, nigga.
Are you an Aboriginal? You was a Moor. You told me night before last. Do y'all still carry the L behind your name? Like Shane TV.
Now that's called slander. Because I've never carried an L behind my name. Never. Running your fuck mouth all the time.
Shane!
That's what you are, Root. That's what you are. So before I switch gears and get on this weird ass old man who keeps texting my call-in line, Root words, man, stay in your lane, man. Please. Like, stay in your fucking lane, man. You ain't got to correct nothing, man. What you got to correct, Root, you ain't got to correct and say, bae. You got to correct your approach to shit. Your approach to shit is flawed, yo. And I'm going to say this openly right here on this live stream. Again, there is no such thing as a Moor. Okay? There is no such thing as a Moor. I joke around about debating. I'm not debating you about what? The fuck you talking about? Everything you say is conjecture and opinion, bitch. Everything you say comes from some author. There's nothing you've done. So what the fuck are you talking about? Dog, that's why I haven't read a book in like 2 years almost. Because I've done it so much and I know that it's just somebody's opinion. At the end of the day, I used to think like you. I used to think I was so smart because I was reading books. Until I realized, wait a minute, nigga, there's an author of this book. That author is not a robot. That author is not a god. That author is a human. And that human has opinions, allegiances, etc. that I do not know about. So that's why they write what they write. How the fuck do I know what they're writing, whether it's factual or not? The fuck, man? And like I said, answer that since you like answering questions on your chalkboard. Scribble, dibble, dibble. There is no such thing as a Moor. Root, can you prove that? Can you prove the existence of a Moor? Something called a Moor. Because I know that there factually exist human beings on the planet, men and women, who call themselves Moors. But a Moor? No, that's nigga, that don't mean shit. It don't mean nothing. It's the same thing, nigga, as, okay, right now, what's the nigga's name? Dez Bryant. He's a Dallas Cowboy. Is Dez Bryant factually a cowboy? Or is he a human who plays sports for a team called the Dallas Cowboys? The fuck is wrong with you, nigga? Ain't no fucking such thing as no more. So every time you keep running around, running your move, you got this from Moors. You got, no, I got it from another human. Fuck are you talking about? I don't know who he identifies himself as, and you know damn well you don't know what he identifies as. I thought I made a video the other day, man, and I fucking told you, G. I said, yo, chill out, man. Like, yo, fall back, man, and you keep on doing it. You keep playing YouTube. Now I'll just play YouTube with you. I'll just show niggas how you really hate black people because you said it. You don't like niggas. Niggas are monkeys to you. That's what you said. The fuck? I'm telling y'all, man, I fucks with niggas. I'll be respectful to you. I'll always big you up. I'll always promote your shows. Even like Israel Doctrine. I didn't like him. I really don't like him now. I never really liked him. But a friend of mine asked me to fuck with this nigga on an interview tip. I don't even blame her for what he did. I don't blame her at all. She's still my nigga. I still ride with her tough. So I don't blame her for that nigga being a fuck nigga. But when I come at you dudes and I approach you and I tell you, yo, I'm being genuine with you, do the same to me. If you don't, I'm going to drag you, man. And I'm telling you right now, Ru, when it comes to playing YouTube, I'm undefeated, G. Ask Kev Gills, ain't I undefeated? Ask him. Ask that old man up in Harlem who keeps trying to befriend me. No, yeah, I'm undefeated. You can't play YouTube with me. I'll fucking drag the shit out of you. And you got too much for me, too much material, nigga. And I ain't even talking about the peasy ass head you got and the peasy ass fucking braids in you. I ain't even talking about all that shit. I'm talking about you and your fucking mouth and the things you said. Nigga, I was just hollering at you a few months ago when you was talking that shit. When you was talking that fucking status correction shit. I ain't heard you say nothing about status correction since I dragged your ass about that shit. Because you know why? That shit is dangerous. You sending motherfuckers to the penitentiary and you don't have no responsibility for that shit. You can act like it didn't even happen. Little phone did it again. But we're an hour in. I'll save that what is it? The Sinetta audio, I'll save that for tomorrow because I wanted this stream to only be an hour. So since I wanted it to only be an hour, I'm gonna have to get ready to cut it off now. And I don't really want to drag Root no more, man, because he just pissed me off when I found that shit out. Like, yo, dog, I know you ain't running your fucking mouth like that. Like, Root, you know better, man. You know better, man. Like, yo, you fucking know better, G. So just watch that shit, man. I'm gonna let you. I ain't even gonna say I'm gonna let you live, man, because I can't let you live. Because that shit you said about fucking our people being fucking monkeys and all of that shit. Like, yo, you got. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Cameras on. Okay. But at the same time, bro, you gotta watch that shit, man. You gotta watch that shit. So, Derrick Jones Talks Live. Please ignore the trolls in the chat, people. That's why I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. I'm not gonna. We play YouTube on my terms, old man. We don't play YouTube on your terms, nigga. We all play YouTube on your terms, yo. Sonetta, man, one day you're gonna grow up, yo, and you're gonna be a real leader of the community.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
But as for right now, you are far from that shit, my nigga. And we got some questions. The upcoming. Come on, G. Why are you doing that? It's time for bed. 9:12. Why are you doing that? Yo, put that down.
Shame.
Right now.
Shame.
Goodbye.
Shame. Shame.
This nigga went picked up the toy gun and shit. Like, no, nigga, take your ass to bed. Fuck. But tonight on Derrick Jones Talks Live, we discussed a little bit about Monique being an asshole. We playing audio. We hear right now that everyone around her, all her peers and contemporaries, have echoing the same about her. You're an asshole. We also went into, and we talked earlier about Sonetta still sending me weird ass texts and shit. It's always the same thing with him, man. We wish you were better, Sonetta. We would support you, man, but you suck, man. You suck, G. You should like that. You're just a waste. It's just a waste, man. It's just a waste. You're just a waste. You're a fucking waste. And so lastly, we had to deal with, which was the main topic of the show today. We had to deal with Root. Now, if you didn't know, Root doesn't like black people that much. He says that he's the most downest for black person in the world, but he gets caught, you know, saying shit like that. Yeah,
we're black. A nigga, or well, us black people need to quit acting like niggas. Miss Pope showed me on her show yesterday, and I want everybody else to know too. Bunch of ugly people cares. Go on, boy. That's what you call an old black person in the Negro until y'all sold the fuck out and said it's black. So anytime a black
he talking to you right there, Sonetta. He's saying, and that's what y'all old niggas call y'all. Y'all used to be called Negroes, and you say Negro all the time, Sonetta. So he might Root. You might be on right there. Okay. You might be on point right there, Root. Now I dragged you tonight, but that describes Sonetta exactly.
Africa is slave fuck. Talk about a nigga and my ancestor.
This guy, real funny. Real funny.
Yeah.
I fuck with Root, so I don't want nobody to think that I'm banging on Root necessarily. You know what I'm saying? But this shit just gotta get addressed.
I hope the police kill you. Motherfuckers is evil and y'all Masons, man.
Now this is what he's saying about his own people. You hope niggas kill us, and you hope the police kill us, and just all types and manners of fucking disgusting debauchery. Now, speaking of, before we go, because I'm about to sign off, old ass Sonetta was on somebody's show the other day talking about Africa, and he talking about Sonetta. I heard you say that that your daughter's name is Africa, right? Am I wrong? Are you still here, Frank? But I heard you say that that your daughter's name was Africa. You know what I'm saying? I believe I heard that. I'm not sure. Well, nah, fuck that. I am sure. I know I heard that shit. So we're gonna play something else that sounds a little different from that shit right there, because you didn't say that when you were talking to Sarah Suit Seti. Okay, we almost there. I think I caught it. Yep. Oh man, I think I got it right here. This is gonna be really good.
Because I thought I was the only one standing up out there.
This is the man who does the work for the people.
Just speaking out. So what are you gonna do? I put my life on the line many times. What y'all niggas running around thinking y'all African? Y'all don't know nothing about no fucking Africans. I'm not no fucking African. Number one. That's another talk. That's another. This is another talk. I'm not no fucking. None of you niggas know nothing about it. Y'all can claim that's called.
You heard it.
Out there on the street, just standing up, just speaking out. So what are you gonna do? I put my life on the line many times. What y'all niggas running around thinking y'all African? Y'all don't know nothing about no fucking African. I'm not no fucking African. Number one. That's another talk.
Who's that talking?
This is another talk. I'm not no fucking. None of you niggas know nothing about it.
The Sofa King.
Them niggas look at y'all like a piece of shit. So y'all keep on saying we African. What the fuck does that mean? Like,
this nigga just said, y'all keep on saying y'all African. What the fuck does that shit mean? Have a good night, people. Derrick Jones Talks Live. Root words. Please chill out, but it might be too late. The world's dumbest smart guy, which is Root. Please go to his page so he can have more than 4 people in the chat. Sonetta sending weird texts and coming to the chat trolling again. This time he's talking about, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And Monique Ahole audio. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a good night because I'm very tired. Peace.